Good evening, everybody. It is our weekly Team Huddle. So tonight we've got Becca and Rachel training on Eric Worre skill number 4, the follow-up, and Pure Vibrance. So I'm going to pass the training on to Rachel to do her training, and then it's going to go on to Becca. And then we'll stop the recording and just have a good old catch up on how our week's been. So, Rachel, over to you.
Hello, I'm just going to try and share the screen. Bear with me a second. I don't know how you do it. How do you do it?
Yeah, that's done it, Rachel.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm Rachel and I'm an independent consultant with Arbonne International. And today I am doing the training on Eric Worre Skill 4 and following up with your prospects. It is all in the Network Marketing Growth Accelerator book as well. So if you've got one of them, it's all in there. So as they say, the fortune is in the follow-up. So most people never follow up with their prospects because they're either afraid to be told no or in fear of rejection. So if you just make the calls and then follow up, you are going to succeed. So there's 4 concepts, and concept number 1 is do what you said you would do when you said you would do it. So if you say you're going to call at a specific time, then do it. So if your follow-up appointment is for Tuesday at 8 o'clock, then you call at Tuesday at 8 o'clock. If you are meeting in person, then don't be late. Always arrive early. Get a nice little spot, set up, and get a drink for yourself and a drink for your prospect, so you always look prepared. If you're following up via the phone, then set reminders for 5 minutes or so earlier than your time, so you can get organised and be prepared. So like get the kids out of the way so they're not screaming in the background. People always respect a person who do what they say they're going to do. And again, many people put off following up for numerous reasons, including not setting time aside or just the fear of picking up the phone or rejection. So you've just got to do it. If your follow-up gets cancelled when you've arranged to meet them, then still use that time to do some income producing activity instead. So have your 100-person list there and work through it and use that half an hour to your benefit. And then there's just a little quote thing. So quit making excuses, putting it off, complaining about it, dreaming about it, whining about it, crying about it, believing you can't, worrying if you can, waiting, suck it up, hold on, say a prayer, make a plan, and just do it. So concept number 2 is the only reason to have an exposure is to set up the next exposure. So if you finish each exposure by setting up the next one, the prospect will eventually become educated on the opportunity to make a decision. The next exposure could be either a video link, a book, a DA, or just some samples. It's not about getting the prospect on the first exposure. It's about keeping the process alive by setting up the next exposure and the next and the next until you either get a yes or no, either to the products, the business, or to both. Your aim is to get either a yes or a no. And if you're doing the call, you'll just ask if they've managed to review the material like they said they would. Either they will say, no, I didn't, or they will say, yes, I did. So if it's a no, don't show your disappointment at the lack of what they said they were going to do and get all defensive. It won't help build that good relationship you're working on. The best response is, this is taken from the book, so that's okay. I understand sometimes life gets busy. When do you think you could do it? For sure. Now, I don't know if that's something we would kind of use, the for sure bit, but use whatever words you want to use. The main aim is to set up and get a next appointment. So you get the date and time of the next call meeting, which is the next exposure, and then call again or meet them again when you said you would. If you call again and they still haven't reviewed the material, simply repeat the process until they do. They're just setting up the appointment, not you. You're just doing what you said you would do, following it up. And if it's a yes, don't ask them, what did you think? Because this invites all the negative comments and stuff that you don't really want to get into an argument about. So the best follow-up question is, what did you like best? This will take you and the prospect into a positive direction and give you clues as to levels of interest. If it's the products, then the next exposure would be product related, so a gold bag or a sample strip or something. And if it is the business side, for the financial freedom or whatever else the business can help with, the next exposure will be the business related. So it would be either via a video link, or either sending a DA across or attending a DA with them. Another great question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you now? 1 being not interested at all, and 10 being ready to get going. Anything over a 1 is good, although if you can get it a bit higher, that's great, as there is some interest. Whatever the number is, if it's not a 10, then ask them how you can help them to get it to a higher number. And then never finish one exposure without setting up the next one. So whatever they say they need a little bit more time with, whether it's to talk to their partners, then you can send some information across so they can view the same information that you've shared with them. Or again, if it's more products, because products didn't work, then you can give them more products to try. So their main aim is to get to a 10, and then you can, let's get going. Concept number 3, it takes an average of 4 to 6 exposures for the average person to join. So understand that the reason for one exposure is to set up the next exposure. Again, it's not about getting the person on the first exposure. So you take the pressure off you, and more importantly, your prospects. If it's a yes, great. If it's a no, that's great too. Don't become attached or sound desperate, because if you sound desperate, they'll run a mile and you'll probably never speak to them again. The goal is to educate the prospect, and that's hard to do in one exposure. So again, they tend to need more exposures than just the one. On the positive side, the more exposures you have with a prospect, the stronger the relationship will be. So you can build up a better friendship and a better relationship, which helps build trust. So all in all, you would run a better business with them by your side as well. 4 to 6 exposures is the average. So for every person that joins on the first exposure, there's going to be a person who takes more than 10 exposures. And at the leadership yesterday, Scott Campbell said that he said no to Sarah Dunning for 2 years. So never give up and just keep going. There's some sales statistics. So if you can see, 2% of sales are made on the first contact compared to 80% of sales that are made on the 5th to the 12th contact. So just keep going. Concept number 4, condense the exposures for better results. So try to do the follow-up after 48 hours and keep it to 20 to 30 minutes. People like to see that they would be able to do it. So if you're meeting up for an hour, 2 hours, people are going to say, I haven't got time. Whereas if you keep it short and sharp and to the point, then they're like, okay, I can do that. So you go in, have a little chat, get the little hoo-has out of the way, and then turn it straight back to the business. So you can say something like, once you've kind of arranged the follow-up, so you say, it's really important, I meet you again in 48 hours, I can meet you on this date at this time or this time. So they confirm what time's great for them. You get your diary out, put it in your diary, and the next follow-up's booked. If they still need further exposures, then you can use the If I Would You and the third-party tools. So If it's business related, you can say something like, if I send you some links to watch, would you be able to watch them in the next 48 hours? And they're going to say yes or no. If they say yes, great, send them over. And if it's the products, then you can say the same. If I gave you these products, would you use them exclusively for the 48 hours? If they say yes, great, hand them over. If they say no, you can leave them with a sample strip, and then that way they can try it in their own free will, in their own time. So people are busy and get distracted by life. So if you said to them, I'll meet you in 3 weeks' time, chances are things will come up and that follow-up will probably never happen. So it's important to keep their interest. The best way to do that is the exposures to be close together. Don't kind of go slow and start with a video, then a few weeks later listen to a call, then a month later attend a DA. It'll be like starting like all over again each time. When all the exposures are close together within about 1 or 2 weeks, it gives them time to think about how this opportunity can change their lives at that moment in time without getting too distracted by life. Questions and objections, which we all love. Our goal is to educate and understand. It's not about winning an argument. So the objections fall into one of two categories. Either the prospect's limiting belief in their abilities, they aren't sure they can be successful in it, or the second is the limiting belief in network marketing. The best concept for either is empathy. Let them know you are just like them. The same doubts, the same fears, the same questions, but you have managed to overcome them. Use your stories or stories of others, as these are more relatable. And you can also use the feel, felt, found approach. So I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but here is what I found. When prospects have a limiting belief in their abilities, the common objections are, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, ooh, I'm not a salesperson. Oh, I can't see you now, Danny.
It's not screen sharing anymore.
Oh, what have I done? 2 seconds.
Anyone can do this business, eh, Rachel?
Exactly.
You're doing really good. You're doing amazing.
Is it? No, it's not black, is it?
Have you hit share screen? Oh, yeah, we go.
Okay. Right, I'll get back to where we are. There we go. I'm not a salesperson, and I don't know anyone. I'm too old, I'm too young, and I haven't got any experience, or it's just not my thing. Just an example of how you could respond to, I don't have the money right now. So you can think about your situation, and this was kind of one of my doubts at the beginning. It was, do I have the money to start the business and then to continue along the journey? But you can just say, I had the exact same challenge. I didn't have enough money to pay my bills, let alone start a business. But when I thought about it, I realised if I didn't have the money to pay the bills now, how was that ever going to change in the future? I was tired of being behind and I wanted more out of life. So you know what I did? I found a way. And it was the best decision I ever made. If you really felt this was a chance for you to take control of your financial future, do you think you could find a way? And apparently most people say yes. When people have limiting beliefs about network marketing, going back, that can work for anything. So if it's we'll forget about it. But if it's like the time, then you can say the same thing. Like if you're working full time, you can use that as an example and just say, I felt the same. I didn't think I had any time working full time and having a 1-year-old, but I managed to find it in the nits and cracks of the day during my lunch break at work. And when the little one was in bed, you just find the time. And in fact, busier people are more successful because they have to do it in certain amounts of time. Whereas if you sat at home, you've got all day and nothing really gets done, as another example. So when people have limiting beliefs about network marketing, they fall into these categories, which is said, is this MLM even? Is this one of those things? I don't want to bother my friends. And how much are you making? Then the one we all know and love, is it a pyramid scheme? So if you do get asked that question, I would advise to kind of do some research on it so you do know the difference between pyramid scheme and network marketing anyway. But again, don't get defensive on your prospects if they ask this question. Instead, understand where the question comes from. A lot of people can jump down people's throat and goes, what, just like the corporate world with the CEO at the top and blah, 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 blah. That coming across defensive kind of looks like you're unsure yourself and you're just trying to cover something up. Whereas if you know the facts, then you can give it to them properly. So either that question comes from they've either joined a company or they know someone who has previously and they've had little or no success and they've just given up, which gives the network marketing side a real bad name for something that does actually work. Or they've heard the term pyramid scheme and are sceptical of the promise of get rich quick, which is something that Arbonne never promises anyway. It's all an effort based and you get paid on the performance that you put out. Either way, you can relate and say you had the same objection initially and explain how you overcame them. An example of how to respond could be, oh no, pyramid schemes are illegal and I would never be involved with something illegal. And I actually used that one the other day as well and just added in the fact that I work for the police. I wouldn't get involved in anything illegal. Another common question could be, how much are you making? So if you're making money, then that's great. You can tell them how much and how long it took you to start making money and get to the point that you're at. And you can also refer to the compensation plan. If you're not, then your answer depends on how long you've actually been involved. If you're brand new, you can tell them you're just starting and then have a vision of where you are going to be. And if you've been around a while and not making money yet, you can tell them you're working it part-time and you're really excited about the future and what this company is going to provide for you and your family's future. Another way to answer it is to use a story of someone you know who is making good money and who's got the Mercedes, and maybe suggest a phone call meet up with that person. So Danny is a prime example, bless her. She's the proof. And then just another little quote, because I think it's quite funny how people think 4 years is a long time to get anywhere in a business, but think it's all right to stay broke in a job for 40 years. So all these concepts take practice. If you get the concept, you'll find it comes easier, and practice makes perfect. The more follow-ups you do, the better you'll become, and you will only get a handful of the same rejections for the rest of the career. So once you know how to answer the objections, there isn't anything new. Just remember, our goal is education and understanding the whole way through this process. And just a few things. It's a stone cold fact. We have a better way. Now let's go tell the world and focus. So follow one course until successful. And just don't give up.
That was fantastic. That was amazing. Why do you not do training more often? That was brilliant.
That got finished at about 6 o'clock tonight.
It was good. It was really
around Rex.
It was really clear and really easy to understand. I think you're going to have your name down for many more things now.
Thank you.
That was good. All right then, Becca, you're up.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Tonight then, I'm talking about hair care. I'm talking about the products in the purple soft grippable bottle. Okay, so it's Pure Vibrance, and I'm going to try and explain it to you in a way that helps you remember it when you're talking to the people that you're out sharing the products with. So hopefully at the end of it, you'll have a few key points that you'll remember after tonight. So first of all, I've done a drawing, so forgive me because I'm rubbish at art, but we're going to go to the science first. Can you all see that? That's a body part. What body part is that? That's your hair shaft, of course it is. And this is what I want to talk about before I talk about the products themselves.
Ian says it looks like a penis.
No, I didn't say that, Danny.
My lips didn't move.
Ian did.
I hope it doesn't look like that, Ian.
Gemma's on the same page as well.
Right, so just to explain, this bit here is the living bit, which is
Why is Michelle holding up an actual penis?
No, this is serious training, guys. Right, so this is the bit that you can see. This is your shaft, your hair shaft.
Yes, it is.
And that's the bit that you can see, all right? The bit you can't see is called a follicle, and that's under your skin. And that's the living tissue, and that's where it's all happening. So under there, let me just get my notes. Under there, you've got clusters of hair cells that are actually reproducing, and they're adding on to the hair root all the time, and that's how your hair grows. I never knew that. So this is the important bit. Once you can see it, it's dead. So if you've got a lot of damage, you're just going to have it cut, really.
What? Hang on, Becca, are you saying that when your hair comes out of your head, it's dead already?
The bit you can see, that's not living anymore. Okay?
God.
Yeah, so that's the shaft. The living bit is in your scalp, and that's in the follicle. So our products actually get deep down into the follicle, as well as protecting the shaft. So the key bit on the shaft that's really important is this first outer layer called the cuticle. Can you see that? And the cuticle is really your first layer of protection against the world, against damage, against the sun. So you want them overlapping a bit like roof tiles in order to be closed and protect your hair from the world and the elements and moisture loss. If you've got open cuticles, that's when you've got moisture loss, damage from the environment, and that's not what you want. So the products that you're using are all about keeping your cuticles closed, and that then protects the middle of your hair shaft, so that it doesn't become split, and we don't want these cells splitting off either. So a sign of bad hair is if it's all tangled, okay? And your tangles come from having your hair shafts with open cuticles. They get caught in each other because they're all opened up. Okay, so that's why you get tangles. You've got open cuticles. Okay, so that's the science. So to help you remember then, we're talking about PVC. So Pure Vibrance, and it's for colour treated or chemically treated hair. All right, so PVC, the Pure Vibrance, has got colour last technology in it. Is that back to front, or is that the right way around?
Yeah, it's the right way.
Brilliant. Okay, so it's geared up for coloured hair or chemically treated hair because of the blend of all the botanical ingredients. They're locking in the colour and they're preventing fading. And again, it goes back to that picture. It's all about keeping those cuticles flat. Okay? But this range is for everyone, because in doing that, in protecting the colour, it's also nourishing, hydrating, repairing, softening, giving shine, and basically we all want that. I've got curly hair, which is much more prone to open cuticles. A lot of things cause the cuticles to open. Curly hair, they're much more likely to be open. Colouring gets the cuticles open. So we want to flatten the cuticles down, which all of us want, not just colour treated hair. Okay, so it's geared up for coloured hair, but it's suitable for everyone. And that's partly because of the essential oils. Okay, the essential oils in the hair, yeah, they make your shampoo smell nice, but the essential oils are also the carriers of the distinctive essences of the plant from which they're extracted. So they've got brilliant benefits for the hair and the scalp as well. Again, everyone wants that. And also, this is really, really important. Our products are pH correct. And this is also the case with your hair care as well. So we've got pH balanced products. That means that it's the same correct pH level as healthy hair. So more alkaline products, more alkaline shampoos of about 12, 13, what they do is they open up the hair cuticles, which then allows moisture loss, damage, and all the rest of it, and fading, because the sun is fading the hair because the cuticles aren't protecting it anymore. Lower pH, so more acidic, closes the hair cuticle. So ideally for human hair, we want your products to be 5.5, same level as all the Arbonne products. So by having a lower pH, you're preventing damage, breakage, dryness, frizz, and you're actually sealing in moisture. Okay. Right, so I'm going to go on to the key ingredients now. And to help you remember the key ingredients, every ingredient makes the word great arse. Okay? So if you're going to wear PVC, you need a great arse. So Pure Vibrance coloured hair, great arse, that's your ingredients. Okay, so G for ginger, that's the Hawaiian white ginger root, and that repairs and strengthens the hair. T is the tea leaf extract, that's white as well, and tea leaf extract protects against environmental damage. Arse begins with A, and that's the artichoke leaf extract, and that supports the hair fibres and it helps to make the hair shine. R, rice extract, that enhances your hair colour, strengthens and helps to reduce breakage. And S, sage leaf, that makes your hair soft and shiny. Okay, so if you're out seeing a client, PVC needs to be covering a great arse, and then you've got your ingredients: ginger, tea, artichoke, rice, sage, and they're the ones that are across the range. All the Pure Vibrance products have those in. Any specific ingredients to a product I'll mention in a minute. Okay, so that's your ingredients. Stop laughing, Danny. Right, onto our products. Right, first of all, the shampoo. Now, I thought when I was preparing this, why do I use this? And actually, it's really interesting. I use the purple one at night because it's purple, it's lavender, unwind. And I use the green one in the morning because it's green and it's wide awake. So that's why I use my hair products, which, I don't know, it's going off the subject, but there we go. Okay, so fortifying shampoo. So this is unlike other shampoos that clean but dry the hair out and open up the cuticles. Now, there is a reason a lot of shampoos are at a higher pH, and that's because they want the cuticles to open in order to get rid of all that product buildup. So a lot of them, these clarifying shampoos, I think they're called, are purposely higher alkaline. But if you don't close them afterwards, then your hair is not going to stay shiny and in good condition. So this shampoo is still pH correct. You only need a tiny amount, which means that you're not going to get a lot of product build-up. You can have 2 applications. I usually need to have 2 because my hair's quite thick. but you do have to rinse it well. Now, the key thing about this fortifying shampoo is that it prevents hair colour from fading. So an independent clinical trial showed that 93% of colour was retained after 20 washes. Now, I used to dye my hair red and it used to fade after, say, four or five, so that's fantastic. Okay. Next, we've got the fortifying conditioner. Now, the whole point of a conditioner, traditionally, is to close the cuticle after you've shampooed it and opened it up. But a lot of conditioners that I've used in the past are really heavy, they weigh your hair down, and it leaves you with quite a thick coating on your hair. Weighing your hair down is not what you want. But this conditioner is very lightweight, so it doesn't do that, but it does close the cuticles and prevent damage. Okay, so it leaves a waxy coating on top of your cuticles. So that's a protective layer on your cuticles, and that's really important because it fills in the gaps over any broken cuticles as well. So that's really, really important after shampooing. Even our shampoo, the water that you use when you shampoo will swell the cuticles no matter what pH it is. So you do want to close them with your conditioner afterwards. And the conditioner, the ingredient specific to this conditioner is called horsetail leaf, and that does all the replenishing. So that's great. Okay. Right, next we've got the revitalizing mask, which is the little tub here. Now, this is really important to incorporate into your hair care routine if you've got colour or chemically treated hair, because this is going to protect your hair colour, but also this is giving you much, I've got to say this without laughing, deeper penetration, which ideally you want deep penetration 1 to 3 times a week. Okay, that's what it said. And that's getting right down into your follicles where the living cells are below the surface. So what you would do is you put that on after shampooing, massage it into your scalp, and then wash it off really, really well. Okay. Right, the next one is mousse, and I haven't got any of that. I don't tend to use mousse now because a lot of mousses that I've bought, you need to create a Mr. Whippy ice cream with it. You know, you have way, way too much, and then you've got it in your hand and you put your hands together and it goes everywhere, all over the bathroom, and you've got none left to put onto your hair. Okay, so this one isn't sticky. It's great for taming your frizz. You only need a tiny amount, so you're not going to create Mr. Whippy ice creams. Teeny tiny amount, just one little pump, and again it's lightweight, so it's not going to weigh your hair down. Okay, so this is good one if you've got curly hair that does tend to frizz. Put this on afterwards. Okay, I just noticed a question about the mask. You can use it instead of shampooing. You put it on after shampooing, but there's nothing to stop you using the conditioner as well. But you rinse all that off and then you put your mask on because you're leaving the mask on. No, you're not. You're washing it off. Anyway, so the mousse, the ingredient specific to the mousse is called Vicia Faber seed. So that's VICIA-FABA and then seed. And that ingredient helps to add volume, which is what you want from a hair mousse. Okay. Next is the serum. This is the Colour Last serum. This is a leave-in serum which protects against damage. So I use this a lot. I've only got a tiny bit left. It does help your coloured hair keep it from fading, especially if you're in the sun, because coloured hair fades so quickly. And also this helps your hair to shine and boosts hydration. So you can use it on damp hair or you can use it on dry hair. It's very quickly absorbed. And this is a good one that you can add to other products in the range. So you can add a pump of this into your conditioner, or you can add some of this into your mousse, and it just gives you extra shine on your hair. So that's a brilliant one. And the last one in the range is the hairspray, Colour Last hairspray. Now, I was a teenager in the 80s when every lunchtime you went to the toilets and you had half a can on your hair, unless you had PE, and then you'd have a whole can of hairspray just to keep it in place, and it was really, really crispy. I don't know if any of you have used hairspray that it's so crispy you cut yourself if you go anywhere near it. But this one is alcohol-free, long-lasting hold, but without the crispiness. And also it's doing good things as well. It's protecting you from sun damage and also humidity. And it protects your hair colour as well. So that's a good one to buy. Okay. So just to summarise then, key facts for your clients and to help you remember the key things that you need to know. So first of all, PVC Pure Vibrance is for coloured hair because it's got Colour Last technology in it. So although it's for everyone, it is geared up for colour or chemically treated hair. All right, so PVC, it's pH balanced, and we've seen that that's really, really important in any product that you put on your hair because you want to close your hair cuticles. And this might sound a wee bit cheesy, but all the good things that it does, which is why all of us can use it, all the things that it does spells out helpers, and we're like little hair care helpers, aren't we? Helping our clients. So H stands for hydrate, so that locks in moisture and closes your cuticles. E stands for enriches, it's a rich, creamy, pure product, not bulked out. L stands for luster, lustra, not lust, luster, and that's another word for shine, which you want from any product. P protects from the environmental damage. E enhances the hair colour. R repairs and strengthens the hair shaft. So that spells helpers. So if you remember that, then that's all the different things that the Pure Vibrance does. And then if you're going to use PVC, you need a great arse, and that's your ingredients. So you'll never forget the ingredients in Pure Vibrance now. Okay. And then mix it up. So your serum, make sure you tell them you can add that to the other products to give you extra shine and hydration. Okay, finished.
As always, that was fantastic, Becca. Is that a knitting needle, by the way?
Yes, because I do knit, and I wanted something a bit sciencey and a bit pokey.
You should put that picture up for auction.
Which one? Oh, my hair follicle.
Yeah, I'd sign it and put it up for auction at AAC. No, GTC.
I spent hours doing that.
It looks like it.
Can you imagine, like in 20 years' time, when this video is like up and you're like a 20 wide EMVP and people look at that picture and they're like, I'd pay good money for that.
Well, I hope you learned something.
I did. Oh, it's really good. Gemma was going to add her experience of the Pure Vibrance. So, Gemma, if you want to unmute yourself.
Hi. Can you hear me? Hi. That was brilliant, Becca. Thanks ever so much. Yeah, it was the best shaft I've ever seen in my life. So, I know. Yeah, I started using the Pure Vibrance not long after I joined as a consultant, actually. So that was March last year. And I always find the shampoo and conditioner lasts me about 6 months. So compared to the old brand I used to use, I've saved loads of money. And my hair's just, obviously I'm not a natural blonde, so it's perfect.
What?
For my hair.
Sorry.
I'm not, no, really, no, I'm not going to mention about my collars and cuffs, not now. No, it's fab for my hair, and I always, and Natalie, she uses it on her hair extensions, and she said they keep them in top condition as well. So definitely recommend them.
Can I add something as well about hair extensions? So I have hair extensions, believe it or not. And,
What?
No way.
it's
We never
true.
knew that.
I use the serum on them, and honestly, it keeps them in the best condition. I buy new hair extensions about every year, and they only last probably about 6 months in fairly good condition, and then I have to chuck them and buy some new ones. And since I've been using the hair serum, they haven't, in my opinion, got like all scabby, and like you were saying about the hair follicles opening up, they've stayed nice. I've never ever used a hair serum as good as the Pure Vibrance hair serum. It's amazing. And also, I use it on my 5-year-old daughter's hair, who's got curly wild hair, a bit like Becca's hair. And I use the hair serum, and it just makes it have nice curls in, rather than it all being tatty and knotty. It looks lovely.
Can I just add, because I think when I was talking about the mask, just to make it clear, you do wash it off, and you use it for deeper conditioning after shampooing, and you can condition as well. So you can use it after shampooing or for an extra treat after conditioning, but wash it off, because I don't think I made that clear.
I just say something about all of the shampoos, not just the Pure Vibrance. Can you hear me? No, who's that? Jen. Speak louder.
I was just going to say about the shampoos, it'll probably come in a minute and I'll be shouting at you. But, I was told by someone that does hair extensions that the reason that Arbonne shampoo is so good for hair extensions is because we don't have any sodium lauryl sulfate in, and that's basically a salt, and it dries out hair extensions, so it means they don't last as long. So not just the Pure Vibrance, but all of the shampoo, because it doesn't have that nasty chemical in, that salt in drying them out, the hair extensions last longer.
Mm.
There we go.
Yeah, that makes sense actually, Jen.
Can I say it's also fab on little babies, look. When I have to look at a little baby, I hate babies with messy hair. So it's fab on all those Barbies, those little babies that you have to look after. I shouldn't strangle her, should I? Strangle. So there you go. And woe be told any little girl that comes around here and messes it up.
Kelly, did you want to add anything? You've usually got something to say.
Me?
Yeah.
Do
you use the Pure Vibe?
Yeah, gotta love it. I absolutely love it. It's awesome. It's really, really good. I like the smell of it. It smells like tea, doesn't it?
Mm.
Like yeah, like white tea, doesn't it? It smells lovely. It's lovely. It's really, really nice. Yeah, I love the Pure Vibrance. I've not tried the mousse yet though, but I definitely love it. I love your drawings, Becca. Becca, I have to say, I absolutely love your training. You're very like a naughty teacher. I think it's hilarious.
I always wanted to be a teacher.
I want you to put your glasses on the end of your nose like this. That's it, and bang your board. Oh, naughty.
Detention.
I just love your training. It's hilarious. But you know what? We all remember it.
Well, as long as you do, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
I was trying to be serious tonight. I was trying to behave.
Don't ever try and behave. Don't
change. Because like Kelly said, we remember it then.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, don't change. Never change who you are. Be truthful to yourself. Be who you are. I love it. It's brilliant.
Right, thank you so much, Becca and Rachel. I'm going to stop the recording, but that was 2 amazing trainings. So thank you very much.